Hello and welcome to the tavern. My name's Jay. We have Best Bunny Girl here. More Wild Assault. There was an update, no new updates, just bug fixes and things like that. And so we're just gonna get straight into the game. You already know my stance on how everything is. I'm waiting for like actual meaningful balance changes. But otherwise, I've kind of just thrown myself into a different sort of perspective at this point. So when I do play the game, I'm trying not to compete anymore. There's really no need to compete. Basically a dying game. And so I went and decided I'm going to go in a different direction. If the game is going to be a piece of shit, then at this point it's gonna be a piece of shit. I'm going to avoid all of the meta stuff, the meta weapons, everything that's like this is powerful, this is good, this is powerful, this is powerful, use this, use this. I'm going to avoid it unless there are too many sweats in the lobbies for me to like not care. So what I ended up doing is shotguns were heavily nerfed season 2. They keep trying to bring weapons back, but as I've showcased in other videos, the weapons they want to keep bringing back are weapons like these. They keep focusing on the assault rifles, trying to make them better, which is why at this point, I'm avoiding all of this because I see no purpose in trying to. I don't see a point because like I can use it to like no end, but at some point, I'm not having fun. And if I'm not having fun, that's just gonna be the big thing. If I'm not having fun, if I'm trying to compete, then it's like whatever. At some point, I should be having fun trying to compete, but it doesn't become fun to compete. It doesn't feel fun going against it. It doesn't feel fun using it because that just means this is like the best thing overall. There's nothing else here. The rest of the cast is kind of like dead, so on and so forth. So I've kind of just relegated myself. I'm gonna keep playing Hong, keep playing Rabbit, and I'm going to not use this. I'm going to not use the PPSH and the DMP. I am not going to use it unless I absolutely have to. Weapons I will use: these four here, the four worst guns, and then the shotguns. And so I'm gonna try to see what I can do with this, and it might be something to consider. So I'm actually gonna just take this and just go like a whole different silencer. Actually, I will go this because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go a different shot type. It's not going to be automatic. It's going to be tap fire. I have better luck with tap fire, and the only time I have good luck with anything else is basically if you're in my face, which all these guns are. So we're gonna go that with that. The Mac 10 is basically the Mac 10. Basically, we're gonna just go short barrel, drum, whatever, because we're just gonna go up in faces. We're just gonna start, just guzzle them down, hit them down, knock them down. That'll be that. The P90 has tremendous control, so instead we're gonna focus on. We can focus on like reducing spread, and then what's the other one? The Bison, the PS29. We can't change a muzzle. Oh no, we can. I'm just dumb. What is your best? Okay, you're a slower fire rate weapon who's best suited to That's the problem. Trying to figure out what the gun is supposed to be good at is the actual like issue within the gun. Because it's simply put, you're kind of good at range. You're also very quiet, depending on how I go. Why is your fire rate going down? What the fuck is going on here? I keep getting these scam calls and it's getting rather annoying. Okay. This also reduces fire rate just for the extra range. But again, you don't have control. That's the biggest thing. It doesn't have control. I think that this is what it actually is. So like your max ADS spread. So you basically like clump it together. You give up a bit of control. You know what? Okay, I think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm going to have to just kind of like we'll go this just to give myself that ADS spread or like the ADS movement. Actually, wouldn't that be short barrel as well? But muzzle velocity and more recoil. This is just overall good. It looks stupid, but whatever. We'll use this, and again, we're gonna go tap fire with that one and see how well that works. So we're just gonna get started, get it done, start doing things. I'm just upset that at this point, oh, that's why I didn't receive anything. It's just upsetting that like I don't know what to do with the guns. Weekly task. We have. If they go to season 5, this is gonna be the big thing. If they go to season 5 in like 27, fuck, that's too long. That is, I'm sorry. Like 3 months is fine, but it's like nothing meaningful. Nothing meaningful has happened. Uh-oh, I'm in a bot match. You know what? This is fine. I will accept this bot match to figure out what my guns need to be doing. Because at this point, I don't know. And this is the major problem with the game. Like, speaking out of like all of this, the major problem with the game is the fact that no weapon, like most of the weapons do not have their identity. Like their identity can be summed up by like another weapon that does it better. And so it has no identity of its own, or like very few guns do. So like I'm gonna go with this, right? The PPSH and the MAC 10 are basically two of the closest range weapons. One is a bit further out, the other one's like almost in your face. The M10 is good for that in your face. The PPSH is good basically all around with a large magazine size. Then we have like this gun right here, the SMG5. It's supposed to be like a hybrid between like supposed to be, but that they made the DMP that a hybrid between close and long range, or like close to mid range. Oh, you know what? Yeah. And this is what happens. This is the bot versus bot match. This is basically what's gonna happen.
Alpha is taking fire. Defend the position.
But like you start seeing like the cracks where it's like you don't know what the gun is supposed to be. And this is what I mean. So like this is what it is. This becomes like the I don't know what is the weapon supposed to be. Maybe it's not. It's the. I don't know, and that's the problem. Like the problem is I don't know, and it's hard.
Cover me. I'm reloading.
And then on top of that, it's hard to like get anything done without using like.
It's ready. Reloading. Almost ready. Enemy attack. Friendly taking fire. Defend me. Cover me. I'm reloading.
And then there's that. It's just.
Bravo 1 is taking fire. Defend the position. The enemy is attacking Bravo 2.
I don't know. I tried tap firing, but it's like I don't have the damage. And then bots.
Bravo 2.
Someone's hit. Oh, reloading. Almost ready.
We've lost Bravo 1.
Reloading. Almost ready. Friendly taking fire. Cover me. I'm reloading.
Position we have.
I just don't know what to do. This is what it is, right? What it is like it's a bot game, but it's also just like if I'm not the assault character, if I'm not out there just doing whatever with like the most powerful gun, none of these guns I don't want it to be just like I'm complaining again, because it's what it always ends up being. I'm complaining, and it's just like, what the fuck do I do? And I'm tired of it just being like, what the fuck do I do? It's just, I'm gonna be honest, what the fuck do I do? I can't, like, okay, there is no like supporting like bots, because the bots are just gonna die again. So it's like being a support in a situation doesn't work. Anything else, it just feels like nothing else works. Nothing else works the way I want it to work, and that's the problem.
Attacking Charlie. Request assistance immediately.
The problem is I don't know how to make anything work because nothing works.
Reloading. Almost annihilated. Someone's hit. Cover me. I'm reloading. Reloading. Almost ready. Friends are taking fire. Oops. Like this faster. Hold on. Cover me. I'm reloading. You're done. Reloading. Almost ready. Friends are taking fire. Cover me.
Like the most I can do is actually what I'm doing now is like going around supporting, doing whatever. Like keeping everybody like within the back line kind of like staved off. I have to put like a range mod on this shit.
Reloading. Almost ready. Friends are taking fire. Cover me. I'm reloading. Someone's hit. Hang in there. Cover me. I'm reloading. Let it be. You'll be friends are taking fire. Oh, you know they use better advice. We are definitely to win. Enemy attack.
I don't know. This is like the state of the game. The state of the game is the only way you're gonna have fun is if you do something stupid. Like at this point, just stop trying. Not for like the lack of like anything happening, but like the more you try, the more you're just gonna get upset the fact that the only good thing is are basically attached to like character that's just broken.
Cover me. I'm reloading.
Once you realize that everything's just kind of like on characters that are just broken, the more you start realizing like, yeah, you cannot do anything.
Reloading. Almost ready.
So like, I've actually found another game, another PvP game I do like playing. Right now is on a demo. It's basically a demo right now, but I like it very much. It's basically a battle royale. Usually I don't like battle royales, but like this one caught my attention. I have no ammo. Great.
Better advice is ready. Enemy attack. Don't you die on me.
Give me a moment. Basically a battle royale.
Cover me. I'm reloading.
It's slow enough. Like people complain about the time to kill, but it's like it's slow enough where I have to be able to use cover. it has the same issue with bots, but the bots don't feel like that much of an issue to me. Like right now, the bots here are just like too much. Fuck. The bots here feel too much, but they also feel stupid enough. Like the game has no polish attached to it. That's what it is. There's no polish to the game. Meanwhile, I'm playing that game, and like right now I'm playing against players, for the most part, and it feels so much better. Like, this feels like a war zone. Don't get me wrong. I like the feel. Oh, I did not. I'm probably reloading anyways. But yeah, it's like, now they have like multiple players, which is fine. Multiple players. Meanwhile, I don't have multiple players. Did they take it? Not yet. Motherfucker!
Attacking Charlie. Request assistance immediately. Charlie is taking fire. Defend the position.
Taking fire.
Overtime. Final hours.
And this is what I mean, right? Like, there's no polish. That's a scout that's killing me, by the way. We lost.
Defender, eyes open. Defend the targets with your squad.
We lost. Those are scouts. It's a fucking scout. I'm gonna complain a little bit, but here's like here's the thing, right? A scout should have access to a gigantic fucking AoE. That's not a fucking scout. And this is what I mean by, like, the game has right now, the game has an identity issue. It really, really does. The game was fun overall, especially like the beginning sucked dick. But I'm guessing it filled up with players. Hold on, what's going on here? Okay, but yeah, here's what's going on for me within the game, right? Nobody had, like, except for like the assault class and maybe the supports. Nobody has an, like, the game doesn't have an identity. It barely has a role it fits within, and like how they decided to do things kind of baffles the mind. If you, okay, Give me a moment here. If you look at it a certain way, we're gonna go with this, right? If you look at it a certain way, what is supposed to be the role of every class? How are you supposed to like get everything set up, right? So like, for example, the role of Han Ying of Rabbit here is to basically like support the team, support fire, not damage. Doesn't have to be damage, but like maybe like a little bit of like support fire, as well as healing or reviving. She's basically good at reviving. But because of how everything is, because of like, if it was like people and people, I can get my job done. But I'm also a gigantic target because it takes like 5 seconds to basically revive. I can turn that to 1 second depending on everything, but nothing really like lasts long enough, right? Nothing lasts long enough. Everything just kind of dies quickly. And for like, this is a raid game mode. In Conquest, I'm sure it's perfectly fine, but for raid, this is kind of like a bitch. Because it goes one of two ways.
Reloading. Almost ready.
Just one of two ways. There is no like,
Friends are taking fire. Oh,
fuck. There is no like, I'm going to do something different. It's just one of two ways. It's just, we have the perfect defense. They have the perfect attack.
Attacking Alpha. Request assistance immediately.
That's basically what it comes down to. And because of how like, this is the respawn, right? We respawn so far away from our point. I'm sure they respawn far away too, but it becomes harder for us to like get anything done. It becomes hard for us to get anything done because like we can't get there in time. And I'm sure that's on purpose, but it's like there's ever only two ways of like everything working out. Ever only two ways of things working out. And I don't like that it's only those two ways. It's never like a good back and forth either. It's always like a blowout. I'm pretty sure there's like a bunch of like people here now.
friends are taking fire.
To your team, soldier.
Hang in there, please. Someone's hit. Do not engage. Do not engage. Reloading. Almost ready. Enemy medical device is ready. Don't you die on me. Cover me. I'm reloading. Enemy movement.
Back to your team, soldier.
Popping alt right now is probably like a bad idea, but whatever.
Friends are taking fire. Cover me. I'm reloading. Huh? Oh. Someone's hit.
And I keep saying like, here's the problem, here's the problem. It's just, as much as I want to have fun, it becomes sort of like, how do I have fun? You know, that's what it really is. How do I have fun?
Cover me. I'm reloading. Do not engage. Do not engage. Reloading. Almost ready.
That's fine. I made it so that my gun is not good at like close range. I guess that's like a trade-off, but it's like it's a terrible trade-off. Like not even a sniper.
Hang in there.
What weapon?
Someone's hit.
That right there, right? DMP. No other weapon. The fucking DMP. Okay.
Medical device is ready.
I'm not gonna bother using my ultimate unless I really need to.
Reloading. Almost ready. We would definitely win. Cover me. I'm reloading. Someone's hit.
Can I get to them in time? Nope.
Reloading. Almost ready.
Keep up the defense.
They found me.
Okay. Actually, I'm.
Friendly taking. Cover me. I'm reloading. Hang in there, please.
And this is what it is, right? Like, if I was using the DMP, I'm pretty sure I would get far more kills, far more anything. I'm not, but that's because it's a very like easy to use gun. Because like, look, another one, right? The MK47, a gun that recently got, well, I say recently, it was like the latest buffed gun that everybody fucking uses.
Bravo 2 is taking fire. Defend the position. Targets with your squad.
Again, the Wolf is a scout with an AoE larger than like the fucking like zone. This,
Lost Bravo 2.
I can make my complaints later.
Friendly taking fire. Hold on. Enemy attack.
Bravo 1. The enemy is almost defeated.
Cover me. I'm reloading.
Bravo 2 secure.
Hang in there, please.
Just gonna do that there.
Medical device is ready. Enemy attack.
Like again, we're having fun now. Good back and forth. My guns are actually like doing something. I'm being the support I need to be.
Someone's hit. Don't you die on me. Reloading. Almost ready.
I guess I should go up there now.
Friendly taking fire.
That basically went a lot better.
Sorry.
But like, this is just like how a lot of games go. I have to make do with what I have. I know I'm never gonna be like I'm not always gonna be like the star of the show. My role as a supporter, I shouldn't be the star of the show. If I am, it's because like I did my job of keeping the team alive. So I think I found what I want the gun to do. Is just it's sad that I have to do it that way. I don't know. I'm also on like a. Here's the point I'm at right now. I think I found. This is me fine tuning this weapon. I think I found how I want this weapon to work. So now I'm gonna shift focus to like another weapon, not to any of the shotguns because they are the most straightforward things ever, unfortunately. But like to some of the other SMGs. The Mac 10 I don't think I need to touch. It's the M90 and the PS29. Those are the only two guns that I realistically do need to touch. But yeah, I did find myself like another PvP game that I want to play that I do want to play because I am like enjoying it somewhat. It's just I don't. Well, it's not like anything. It's just right now it's a demo. I could stream it and maybe like make a video on it, but like that's one of those games where the games are either long or short. Long because one, it's a battle royale. It usually takes up to like 10-20 minutes, which is what this game is supposed to be, but that hasn't panned out. So yeah, I think for now I'm going to work on my other gun. I don't want to. I'm trying not to make this one like way too whatever. I think I have the attachments I want for this, right? Yeah. This is another defend the area again.
We've got company. Watch out for enemy.
I'm trying to see if I like know anybody here. Like I know one person.
Defend the position.
Okay. There it goes, another NK. And it's like the biggest thing here is like how do I get good? Like trying to get good and then getting good. And then there goes the type 4. Again, it's like this is my thing. I will go into my philosophy. If you want to hear my philosophy, let me know after. Well, it's not gonna be like let me know. It's just gonna be I'm gonna just say it.
Defend, team.
Okay.
The fight.
Okay. That spread was bullshit. So we're gonna try that. Nah, I don't think that works. I don't think that works nearly as well as I want it to work. I think this is supposed to be like my ranged gun. Uh-oh.
I'm reloading. Friends are taking fire. Enemy attack. Medical device. Ready. We would definitely win. Reloading. Almost ready. Someone's hit. I'm reloading. Friends are taking fire.
Motherfucker. Again, like when like the weapon of choice is like the NK. No, what? We're gonna go with that because I think that's just what it is.
Enemy attack. Someone's hit.
Because like here's like this is gonna be like the biggest thing is like a lot of weapons should just not have like certain things.
Do not engage. Hang in there, please. Listen up. I'll catch you out. Friends are taking fire.
Okay. Trying to figure this weapon out.
Hold on. Do not engage. Do not engage. Cover me. I'm reloading. Someone's hit. Medicine. You'll be fine. Cover me. I'm reloading.
Bravo 2 is taking fire. Defend the position. They've lost half of the game points. Keep up the defense.
Medical device is ready.
Back to your team support.
Friends are taking.
All right. I can work with that. Trying to figure out this gun because like
The enemy is attacking Bravo 2. Request assistance.
Someone's hit. I'm reloading. Almost reloading. Do not engage. Do not engage. Friends are taking fire. Enemy attack. Please. Reloading. Almost ready.
there's no way that sniper hit me.
Someone's hit.
Okay, I'll accept that one. I know I'm accepting that one because like I know exactly who that is and like what they do. On top of that, that was a shotgun, so like
Defender, proceed to your position. Stay vigilant for enemy movement.
Friends are taking fire. Listen up. I'll catch you out.
Okay. Again, I'm not expecting like to do much of anything. My biggest contribution is gonna be like how many times I can revive.
Defend the targets with your squad.
Friends that are taking fire. Hand down, please. Do not engage. Do not engage. Reloading. Almost ready. Someone's hit. I'll catch you out. Medic team, you'll be fine. Do not engage. Do not engage. Friends that are taking fire. Just keep stalling at me like this.
Yeah, and again, these are like this is like what I find like problems with the game. You're gonna see like little jitters here and there because somehow Unreal 5 hates OBS for some reason. But like this is basically what I'm doing now. I'm just doing stupid shit. I'm winning. I guess I'm not being carried so much as I'm basically winning. Basically, it's gonna be like TLDR. The game isn't like a. The game's in a terrible spot. You can tell what's overpowered, what's overtuned, what's not, what's overtuned, what undertuned, what. You can tell what is overtuned. You can tell what is undertuned. You can tell what needs help and where. It's just the developers don't know how to actually fix the underlying issues, and a lot of the issues actually do stem from the issues stem from a lot of. I gotta do something real fast. You're gonna see me do something in real time. Oh, that's what's happening. Okay, so the reason why. Okay, never mind. Because I'm trying to like, I'm. I wanted to fix the issue where I wanted to put my hand like on top of like here, but the issue with that is my body gets in the way. If you have any idea how to fix that, do let me know. But yeah, the biggest thing right now is this is basically what it is. The game isn't in like a good spot. It's been I brought this up many times. It's basically like we're at like 100 players, whatever, and then like or like 80 players, whatever, and then like maybe 100 or so at peak, and it's just like the game isn't doing so good. The developers don't know what they're doing. They seem to be balancing based on like the wrong metrics because I don't know. They 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 seem to be balancing on the wrong metrics, and this is what it is, right? The developers don't know what they're doing. They're kind of just putting out skins, hoping to like make money off of this. Meanwhile, like while they are making money, I'm not gonna say don't make money, but it's like first fix your game, listen to everybody. You have a feedback section for a reason, but I think it's like everything on Discord. I'm sorry, I'm just like reading the chat over there, the in-game chat, because shit happens and it's just funny. But yeah, problem is under some heroes are overtuned, namely the some of the assaults. Others don't have they're in the wrong place or in the wrong spot, and it's because they want. I don't know what their design philosophy is, that they want to keep like the animal traits within the animals, which is fine. But it's like, what traits do you pick as like the signature? What traits do you pick as the signature that allows you to that allows them to keep what they need, and so on and so forth. So, like, example, right? We can say, we'll say Jack here. He's supposed to be a scout. Now he has a sniper, but he has two things that are not scout-like. The tactical is like the signature is blood hunt. Basically, sniff around, sniff around, and like track people. Okay, understandable. He has a projectile, and then he has an artillery. To me, the projectile can be like somewhat whatever, but the artillery screams not a scout. Like his scouting ability or ultimate should be something that allows him to track to track other things and not just be an artillery strike in a designated area. That doesn't scream scout. That screams uh, bombardment. That's more like of an expert kind of thing. Then we have Croc here, who's two Dark Water Strike. Basically, I go in and I attack. Tomahawk. I throw a tomahawk, does damage, and then tracks. Only one tracks, the other one doesn't. He's not a scout, and I don't think they understand like identity within like the game. I understand you want to keep like animalistic traits to like some of the animals, but the alligator here isn't much of a scout, especially with his abilities. Not a scout at all. He's more of a scout because he actually has to like be aware of his surroundings, so much and so forth. But that's another story. He's considered an expert because he burrows on the ground and spawn point. And then the Yuli Mobile, which is just, a driving bomb. And then Yuli's Scuba Party, which is the ultimate, which is just, let me take land diving and make it like a better spawn point. Let me take the Yuli Mobile and make it better. She plays more like a sniper because her ability is to lock down an area. She's a lockdown character, and everything about her screams expert. But yes, the problem is no one knows what to do with the characters, what role they actually play, and how to balance them based around their role. And I think that's the problem. They don't know how to balance based on the role they were given. The assault being like versatile. It's supposed to be like a jack of all trades, master of none. They can do everything, but they can't. They can do everything, but they're like average at best. That's supposed to be how it is. Not the case. The snipers supposed to have sniping, like the scouts have scouting abilities, able to kind of like sniff out details. Don't play like that. Like the only abilities they have for scouting is, I know where you are and where you're going. That's about it. The experts are a mixed group because some of them are tanks and some of them are zoners. One is a zoner, two are tanks, and one is just basically a diversion. And then the medics who can't really do their job because everything dies too fast. Anywho, that's all I gotta say for this. I hope you actually enjoyed the games. They were kind of fun. They were they were still negative, but they weren't like, oh my god, I'm pissed off. All because realistically, again, after playing other games and actually seeing like what role each character's supposed to play, and I played a lot of them. I played Overwatch, I played Predecessor, I played many other games. And basically like, yeah, the role is like, do the role, and if you have to ignore your role, then you're doing something wrong. Or like something's either A, you're doing something wrong, the team is doing something right, but it is a hero shooter, and your role is still going to be something you have to do. I want to see how they address this. I don't think they will, because they have a track record of not doing that. Whether they watch these videos or not, is proven time and time again they do not know how to balance the characters. And I think at this point they need to like rework the mechanics of each character. If you play the game, tell me, do you think I'm right? If so, what should change? If you think I'm wrong, why should it stay the same? Overall, those are my opinions. Say what it is. Keep that in mind, and maybe next week I'll play the other game because I'm actually having far more fun. That being said, the tavern is closed. I shall see you all later. Have a good one, everybody.